Oh my gosh. I get this question so much. It is by far the most repeated question I've ever received in my life, in and out of the industry. But I'm going to answer all of your questions today. Now, I'm going to be speaking more towards the guys because these are generally the people who are asking me, but I think this advice can be applied universally. So let's get some myths out of the way right off the bats. I know your first question is, am I big enough? Size doesn't necessarily matter, and it all depends on what kind of niche you're going for. So if you are hoping to get into a BBC or BWC niche, then you need to have one of those. I really don't think there's any way around that. However, not all adult industry material is of that type. And not all adult industry material even involves that part. There are so many different kinks and different ways to do things. Different people are into different things. So do some research out there before you even start this so you kind of have an idea of what you want to get into. Myth number 2, you do not have to be what could be labeled as traditionally handsome. As long as you are clean and taking care of yourself, then you should be fine, but we'll get into that part a little bit later. And as I alluded to earlier, this is universal advice. It doesn't matter whether you are straight, gay, trans, male, female, whatever. This advice can be used across the board. So, first thing is first. You need promotional material. You have to market yourself first. And what you need for that are good pictures. Now, guys especially, good pictures are high quality. They have good lighting. They are in good poses. And I'll pause right here while we're talking about pictures to say the most important thing I will be saying in this video. If you are trying to get into the adult industry, you are not, I repeat, you are not marketing your eggplant. That is the least of what you should be concerned about marketing. What you are promoting is your professionalism and your personality within your niche. So I'm saying this now so you can keep this in mind when you are thinking about the type of pictures that you want to take. Stay away from bathroom selfies. Stay away from eggplant pictures. Again, you are not marketing your eggplants. The pictures you do want should play to your strengths. If you are muscular, maybe that's the niche, the angle that you want to play. So if you want to lean into that muscular genre, then take gym pictures. If you are that traditionally handsome guy, then dress up. Go out to dinner, take pictures there. Do some trial and error. Figure out what angles look best on you. And just generally figure out how to make your pictures look the absolute best they can. Because let me tell you, guys who want to get into this industry are a dime a dozen. Put in the effort to help you stand out from all those other guys who are just taking the pixelated fuzzy pictures and throwing them up on the internet. You don't want to be those guys. Okay, step 2 is building a brand for yourself. So you've already picked your theme or your kink or your genre that you're trying to get into. You should pick a stage name that reflects that. Then pick a clip site that matches that genre. So pro tip here, I don't recommend OnlyFans for someone just starting out, especially a guy. It's difficult to get a subscriber following when you don't have a following yet. So you should consider picking a site that's going to help promote you, whether that is the Hub or whether that's ManyVids. ManyVids is an easy choice. Honestly, I don't know many creators who are not on ManyVids. You can of course sell clips once you create them, But you can also post free clips that work as a teaser for your work. So people who don't know you yet, especially when you have no following, you need to build that rapport. You need to prove that you are professional, that you can make high quality content. So you've picked a site, then you're going to create some solo content. Any potential talent that you want to work with in the future, they're going to want to see your work. And if you haven't done collabs with anyone yet, then you're going to need some solo work. So make some solo videos. They don't have to be eggplant related necessarily. If you're going for that muscular genre, it could just be flexing. It could be a striptease type of video where it shows your personality a little bit and something that's reflective of the genre that you're in. These videos are not about your eggplant. They might involve it if you make some solo content. However, that should not be your only piece of content. You're not marketing your eggplant. You are marketing your professionalism, your quality, and your personality. So if you want to work with other people want to know that they're going to look good working with you. Okay, so we've established that quality is your main concern when it comes to content. Next step is to build your network. You'll also want to have at least one social media channel. The point of your social media right now should just be showing that you have high quality work and that you can act professionally. And then a sub-purpose of that is to kind of establish yourself in the niche that you are trying to be in. So on the clip site that you chose and on the social media avenue that you chose, you should start networking within your genre. So you want to find some people who have done the things that you have done. If they haven't already done the work that you just did of establishing some clip sites and establishing an aura of professionalism, then you risk them not being serious and it's just going to cause problems for you later. So you want to find someone who's at least a little bit established, who's willing to work with you within that genre. Be professional, be polite. If they say no, just accept it and move on. There are plenty of talent out there. And the longer you continue to market yourself with those good quality pictures and a few pieces of quality content, you will get a yes. Another great way to network is to actually go to some of the adult industry events. In order to get in as industry, you have to have some sort of establishment on a clip site and on a social media site. So you don't want to skip those first few steps because it's a lot harder to be registered as a fan at one of these events and try to collab with talent. If you were already registered talent because you have an established clip site and you have social media showing that you are professional, then it will be a whole lot easier to land some collabs at those events. Okay, so once you have your first booking with a collab, do not cancel it. You don't want that bad juju on you. Now, some talent ask for payment for the shoot, and that's totally fine, especially if you don't have any collabs yet, you don't have a reputation in the industry yet. You paying for a shoot is a great way to get some establishment in the industry. As long as you don't fall for any obvious scams, and as long as you remain professional the entire time before, during, and after your shoot. Obviously, this should go without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. Do not shoot without testing. If you and your partner or partners are not tested, why are you even here? No serious performer is ever going to work with you without being tested. Plus, why expose yourself to something like that? Be tested. Be okay shelling out the several $100s it takes to be talent tested, because if you are not willing to spend that and actually go get tested, you will not make it in this industry. Now, of course, if you're in a genre where there is no fluid swapping or something, then testing is not required. So after you're tested and you show up for your shoot, make sure you are clean, you're presentable, you're in nice clothes, you're respectful, you treat the other person like an actual person, because they are. Each time you shoot is kind of like a job interview for the next shoot you're on, because we all give recommendations. Another thing you need before a shoot is 2257 forms for you and the other person. You can print these off on your clip site. Most of the major ones have ready-made ones. Check with the clip site that you chose to see what their ID requirements are, because if you are missing something, you won't be able to upload that, and you will have done all that work for nothing. So don't be that guy. Get your paperwork in order, get your testing in order, get everything in order, and actually treat this as a job, because it could be your job. And that's it. Rinse and repeat, and you are in the industry. Just know that this takes time. It's not going to be overnight. It takes time to actually get some quality content, upload it, establish a clip site, establish a social media site, get some following, get a reputation, and then network yourself. So if you have other questions, please let me know. I want to answer your questions about this, because I know it is something that is on a lot of guys' minds. So leave a comment if you have a question that I didn't go over, and I will try to answer it for you. Good luck!